Hello neighbors. Before I forget, I checked. It is 79 degrees outside. Nice breeze. And it says 65% humidity, but it really doesn't feel humid out here at all. Anyway, I probably here I have different shoes on. They flip. Today was kind of a rough one. It was going really, really great. There's a song by the group called Kane. The group is called Kane, and there's a song that says we're so blessed. I'm so blessed. I'm so blessed. And I was singing it, and then like halfway through, I was like, oh, I realized that half the time that I sing this song, I'm singing it because I'm truly saying I am so blessed. And it's a reflection of, my life, and that I know that I am blessed. And then the other half the time, I realize that I sing it so that I can remind myself, even though I don't feel it right now, that I actually am blessed. And it's kind of an uplifter that you have to say to yourself. Anyway, today started off good. I got a shit ton of stuff done today. And then I got to the end, and it was like after lunch, it just went downhill. It wasn't all after lunch because it's now 7 o'clock, so it's late. And I literally just walked out of the shed. I'm freaking out. The fluorescent green thread, it's called Toxic. It and I had words today because I have a really big problem taping the corners of things. Now, if it's a 90-degree corner, I got that. That is not a problem. But trying to go around an edge, making it look nice, I'm sure there's a trick. I'll go Google tonight. But I wasn't loving it. And then if you have to go back in and fix a stitch or something, it's not usually the end of the world, but the problem is then it overlaps, and so you have then, you stitch and you back tack, and so you have 2 or 3 stitches on this one, and then you fix something, and then 10 stitches later you have another 3 stitches on top of each other. Yikes. And frankly, that is just I feel like it looks bad. I don't like it. It annoys me. So part of the day I spent kind of taking out, like, if this many stitches need fixed, I took out extra so that it wouldn't look ridiculous. I have a problem with that because since I say OCD, and it's not. The more I read into it, it's not. It's probably more on the autistic scale, which somebody else said that they were too the other day. Gosh, who was that? See if I can think about it. Farmer Drake, KNF Drake, and he said that somebody told him he was autistic, and I had never really thought about it, but yeah, everybody probably is a little bit. Anyway, my brain sees patterns, and when something is out of the pattern, that's why I can very, very easily find 4-leaf clovers, because they're the anomaly in the pattern. All of these are 3-leaf clovers, and then there's a 4-leaf clover. So it makes my brain go, but wait, what did I just see? Same way with, like, you walk into a tile floor, and there's a pattern, and then somebody replaced the black tile with the white tile, and so they're missing a black tile, and it's like it makes my brain kind of stutter step. Yeah, I know. It's weird. It's just one of my quirks. So I can very clearly, now somebody might look at it and be like, it's not so bad. It's a stitch. I can look at it and go, oh, Lord, that is sticking out and it's glaring right at me. Then, after because there was only 3 of them, but they ended up they were cut shorter than my sample. So I hope that doesn't mean that they're wrong. I didn't cut them. I don't cut. Well, let me rephrase that. I did today. Cut a different piece. But anyway, then I go to the next one, which I had enough pieces to make 3 out of the 7 a few weeks ago. And then I was given a couple extra pieces. It wasn't enough. And so now I was given the rest of it this week. I brought them home. I thought, I only have 4 more and they're halfway done. I'm going to just knock those out. One of the things that we do is we don't use seam rippers. Now, there are occasions where I need to get to a specific stitch and get it out. And I will actually just use my little pinch scissors. I don't even know what they're called. Snips, side snips. The spring-loaded ones, mine are actually really sharp, really pointed at the ends. And I will use that to get up underneath, kind of like a seam ripper, especially if it's like an inside line and I don't want to take out or if it's the outside line, I don't want to take it inside. Anyway, however that works. One or the other. Otherwise, what we end up doing is we end up using like a utility knife. Mine are smaller, the ones that I have. Well, I forgot that I got a new one out and it's very sharp. So I ended up slicing part of the material. Not that it was the biggest deal in the world. It was one of the little zipper pieces. So it's like 3 inches wide. And because she gave me extra of that material, so then I had to cut another piece and I had to sew another zipper onto it. Like cut it off the zipper, put the zipper on it. It's not that it's hard. It pissed me off. It pissed me off because I shouldn't have that problem. And yeah, everybody fucks up every once in a while. It's not like that's the end of the world. But I take that personally because I know better. And I just wasn't being quite as careful as I should have been. And on a normal basis, like I said, my other knife is a little more dull, so it only cuts the stitches. It's not sharp enough to cut the fabric. Like I said, it just pisses me off. So then the other part that it does is I run a timer so that I know how many hours. It's like my punch in, punch out. Instead of just punching in, my shed doesn't have a bathroom, and so I have to go back to the camper, which is, I don't know, 12 or 15 steps. It's probably the same as it is at work. But I also, while I'm in there, probably tell the kids, like, hey, go do this. Make sure you're getting your reading done. You know, they ask me a question. I might be in there for a couple minutes longer than it would normally take me just to go to use the restroom. So I usually stop the timer before I go to the bathroom. Just out of habit, those kinds of things. So if it's something that is the material, if the material is cut wrong, if some pieces go together and we're like, no, wait a second, it doesn't go that way. If it's not my fault, and that sounds dumb because if I sewed it together, it's my fault. But if it's something that's not my idiocy, then to fix it or something is on company time. But if I screwed up, like when I cut the fabric, that's on me. So I do not charge the company those hours. Because why? Because it's my fault. I need to fix it. So the other part of all of this evening is it pisses me off when I have to work for free. And so I did. And then I sewed them back together. It also hurts my brain that there's slightly, so there's seams on both sides. It's think of it like a cube. There's seams on both sides of the cube, and it's just slightly off, even though I lined up all my lines. So I'm not sure if that means I put the pals on there crooked. I don't think so. I try to be pretty particular about those things being straight. Anyway, all that to say, I'm glad it's nice out so I can go for a walk. Oh, and the other thing that irritated me today was that there's no air conditioner in there today because we have the shed and the air conditioning underneath like I don't know, it's some kind of faux cherry tree. I don't even know how to explain it. There's probably some other name for it, but we were told once it's some like some weird cherry tree. Anyway, they produced these teeny tiny little things, and it fell down inside the air conditioner and was rattling around, so the kids turned it off. Okay, fine, not a problem. Well, then we had to wait until he came home from work to take it out of the window. We needed to clean the air filter anyway, and so he took it out back and hosed it all out and took it all apart and took it. Anyway, it was hotter in the shed today than it was outside. So I left the door open, and I actually got the box fan at one point in time. I put it at the door, pointing it in to bring all the cooler air in. So that can make Angie cranky when she has to sit in hotness all day. Granted, it's a lot better now that it's not as hot outside than it was 2 weeks ago when it was 94 in the shed. But anyway, it's just one of those afternoon irritations. But now it's nice. And I am so blessed. And I haven't heard anything from the well company yet. I went and checked the email again, and they said a couple weeks. So soon we hope.